And welcome back to the Journalistic Revolution. In this segment, we're going to be discussing the drone strikes because there seems to be a lot of controversy between what the Obama administration is saying about the drone strikes and what independent studies and research are showing about the drone strikes.
And we'll be perfectly clear here. Drone strikes are bad whether it's 1 or 100 because they're not as perfect as everybody wants them to seem, and they kill innocent civilians.
And I want to be perfectly clear. I don't want to send in the troops instead either. Any death, in my eyes, is a bad death.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the reason, except immediate self-defense, is there no reason to kill another human being. The Obama administration went on record on May 29th of 2012 and said that the civilian kills and the drone strikes were surgical and precise enough to where it was minimal, and that their civilian kills were in the single digits.
These are not the drones you were looking for.
So now, in light of this information, and knowing that in Libya and other riots going on in other Middle Eastern countries wasn't started by a movie called The Innocence of Muslims, but it was actually because of the foreign policy of America in those countries. Now, we've been doing this to Yemen. We've been doing it to Pakistan. We've been doing it to Syria, Afghanistan, but not as covertly, and in Iraq and in Libya. Now, in 2009, and this is only counting since Obama took office, okay, there were 53 airstrikes. Okay, that came to 721 confirmed deaths. 158 of those were unknown, meaning that they were not identified, at least according to the independent study. And 27 of them were confirmed to be civilian. 2010, Obama set a world record with 117 unmanned drone strikes.
And you can find that in next year's edition of World Guinness Records.
Yeah, I'm sure. Or he'll get a Nobel Peace Prize for it. With 1,028 confirmed deaths. All right, the numbers were a little bit lower this time, but you got to remember these numbers are hard to actually confirm. But they got 20 unknowns with 16 confirmed civilians. Then in 2011, 64 drone strikes with equaling in 599 confirmed deaths. This isn't counting everybody who just got injured either. With 58 unknowns and 9 confirmed civilians. Now, I know a lot of you would say, well, that's not that bad. I mean, we used to blow up whole cities and everybody got smashed up and da-da-da-da.
Yeah, we were against that too.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. And this isn't any better. This is, now the unknowns and the civilians are confirmed, but there are no confirmed kills of the identified people. Were they or were they not terrorist activity? And then you got to remember also that Obama said on May 29th, 2012, that all military-aged males are considered enemy combatants unless proven innocent after the fact. Well, how do you have a trial when the person you're going to be convicting is dead?
And I brought it up earlier. At what point do you consider military age in a third world nation where children are found to be carrying AK-47s and other means of weaponry?
And remember, Obama actually had to sign off for the 16-year-old American citizen that was killed by a drone strike. He had to sign off on that. But him, this wasn't an advisor making a decision for him. He did it. So that's how Obama and Romney are the same to me. And that you can't change that. And you can't change how he still does a lot of the war tactics of Bush. You can't change that Romney's going to continue the same tactics Obama has. Both the left and the right lose their argument here. Yes, they have small differences. One's for gay rights, one's against gay rights. One's for welfare, one's against it. But those are moot points.
Yeah.
Welfare doesn't kill people. Okay? Gays don't, if a gay isn't allowed to marry, people aren't going to die by the thousands. And if gays are allowed to marry, people aren't going to die by the thousands. But whoever gets in office, people are still going to die by the thousands.
A bunch of neocons might have heart attacks if gays get married.
Well, that can only be a win. Oh yeah, one more thing. Now, I don't have a lot of information on this in front of me, but I was reading this online earlier today. This is coming from Pakistan. There are reports from the civilians on the ground there that the government is doing a new tactic called the double tap with the drones. This is where they fly in and they bomb a building, a target,
and then they fly around.
And as the people are going to help the people bombed,
they strike them again. Now, I was in the military, and they teach you this quite a bit, but you even knew the term. It's called the Geneva Convention, set up by our own UN. And from what I understand, that's against military law. That breaks the rules of engagement and actually is considered a war criminal attack.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And this is stuff Obama is allowing. So I don't care how for the gays he is. I'm for the gays, for the gay movement. I'm sorry, I'm using collectivist terms there. But I'm for the gay movement. I want everybody to have the right to do whatever the hell they want to do as long as it doesn't hurt or steal from anyone else.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm sorry, your rights don't come before the lives of other people. And neither does taxes. People who are like, oh, the taxes are going to be raised under Romney or cut but for the rich or whatever. It doesn't set precedents over people dying in third world countries, both our people and theirs. So none of your arguments are valid to me.
Yeah. it really boils down to our foreign policy. If you look at all the protests going around, and some protests are going on where
they're getting violent. I mean, and that's wrong of them. I get that.
That's not where I was going. Some countries are protesting because they're standing up to their own government. Some countries are protesting because they're standing up against the United States foreign policy and their intervention in their country. And that speaks volumes to what Dr. Ron Paul spoke of. They don't want us over there. They don't like us over there. And to be frank, that's the only reason they hate us.
As a matter of fact, the Quran states, for all you people who like to say that the Quran tells everybody to, kill all infidels, the Quran states that they are a peaceful religion unless infidels, people who are not Muslim, invade in their country. And then at that point, you're allowed to declare a jihad. But the moment they leave their country, they have to stop. That's their religious law. And because most of their governments are based on their religious law, I can almost guarantee you that that would happen. And then you also forget that the Quran tells us that look unto Christians, Jews, and Sabians as brothers, for they are underneath the one true God, and they too will be looked upon favorably in the end times. And look always for the one out of all of these. Look for the one that is most like you in love, and that is the Christians. The Christians. Look unto them to be your brothers, for they are not arrogant.
Yeah, and it really kind of cracks me up because every Christian knows that Jewish and Christian
Abrahamic religion. Yeah,
are
the same
all
God.
pray to the same God. So is it really far-fetched that another religion that talks about the same God might teach the same morals as that same God?
Now, I'm not saying everything in the Quran is great, but neither is the Bible.
And there are extremists on both sides.
Yep. Check us out for the next segment.